What's good, party people? This is Voodoo in the Woods. I'm Accord in the Woods, and he is former U of MMA champion Pius Ina Lobo, better known as Voodoo Maximus. And we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different. Obviously, UFC 278, headlined by none other than Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare, and Leon Edwards. We're going to get to that for sure. But also happening Saturday night, live from Commerce Casino in Commerce, California, and live on Fight TV, if you can't make it to Commerce, is UpNext Fighting's very second card, UpNext 2. And I was grateful enough to have both Tyrion Flash Ware as well as, and let's put respect on the name. No, we're talking about former Bama International Fight Showdown and CXF Bantamweight champion Tyrion Flash Ware and Albert the Belizean Warrior, former LXF Bantamweight champion, as they head into UpNext Fighting's very second card and competing for the featherweight championship. So they're going up in weight for an inaugural title. So this is history, no matter how it goes. I love both guys. They're much like you, integral in my career as a interviewer, podcaster. So we're not talking shit or anything like that. They both respect the hell out of each other. I respect the hell out of them. So grateful so soon to Fight Day to have them both on Accord in the Woods. So you can check that out. That happened today. But man, this is a hell of a card. So for those who don't know some of the names, I did something. I pulled up the actual the fight card. So right off the bat, we got Keenan Lewis, right, going up against Jason Edwards, right? Now, Jason Edwards is 3-2, right? The Hitman. And
whoa, hang on. Are you on UNF 2 right now?
I'm on a Tapology.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you say the first fight was again?
Well, they got it kind of out of order. So.
Okay. Because I'm looking at something different over here.
No worries. Because they have both amateur and pro. So kind of like if you went to Tapology, you'd see a 17 fight card. And a lot of them actually, there's actually a few of them, like Ryan Lilly versus AJ Bryant.
Right.
For whatever reason, and there, I don't have any inside information, but I know this isn't a fight that is getting promoted. So probably somehow, some way, that fight got canceled. So there's that.
I'm looking through this lineup right here. We see a lot of notables in here,
Yeah.
This is a very good pickup for George Bashmachian.
So, in terms of this one, right, we have Jason Edwards, right, who's 3-2 against Keenan Lewis, who's 3-5, right?
Yeah.
Now, Jason basically is coming off of a win over Carlos Elizares, right, who will be fighting on this card too, but this is a guy who comes out of Jesus Christ, I forgot where he fights out of, but he's a local guy. Came up through a lot of amateurs, notable amateurs like Smart Star MMA, kind of wanting to get into the win column a little bit more consistently, right? And on the other side, kind of the same thing in Keenan Lewis, coming from Saxon MMA, or Muay Thai, I should say. Now, I had a whole gimmick, or there was a fight for Celtic Gladiator that Keenan Lewis was supposed to fight on. So I went deep. I had 5 pages of notes just on Keenan Lewis. But you know what the most interesting thing about Keenan Lewis, other than him being a badass fighter and a mentor to a lot of the guys and girls at Saxon Muay Thai?
Right.
His dad, I mean, no, I'm sorry. His grandfather is Al Lewis. Do you know who Al Lewis is?
No, who's our Lewis?
The grandpa from the fucking Munsters.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
What? That's a legend right there.
Man, yeah, it's a trip. And on that night that he was supposed to fight on Celtic Gladiator thing,
Yeah.
I can't remember what show, but I and John Arredondo or Dondo from Gym Crashers, we had a pre-show and everything like that, and I had like 5 pages of notes and just Munsters. I love the Munsters growing up. Herman Munster, his wife, the Wolf Boy, and the regular daughter and everything like that. And I was like so hyped, and literally like minutes before we were told like, no, that fight isn't happening. And I was like, no, God damn it. So yeah, we got the grandson of Grandpa Munster. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, that old man was my favorite one out of all of them too.
It's one of my favorites, man. But not trying to like put all the business out there, but I mean, if you look at like Saxons, kind of like people who have trained there in the past, we're talking about what is it? Remington Thorne, who is
I remember him.
Yeah, he's an actor in his own right. His sister's Bella Thorne. She almost single-handedly took down OnlyFans, right? Also, Devin Sawa from Idle Hands,
Right.
He's trained there. So, like, whatever the Toronto's got going. I mean, all of them badass fighters. All the people that come out of Saxon. Obviously, George. Shout out to Jordan Ajradia, who just won the California State title at Sparstar.
Was that last week? That was last week, right?
This past Saturday, yeah. You got Gorgeous George Garcia. You got I don't think Milton Aguayo was from there, but still, Milton
is with Bama.
Yeah.
Mamba. Bama.
Yeah. And I think he opened up like a diamond gym himself, so he kind of went as well. But there's
I believe Milton's over there on Ventura and what's that street? It's Ventura and I can't remember. It's very, very close to Calabasas area.
Yeah.
It's on that side of town.
No, that sounds about right. So again, not giving fight predictions here, but we just want to highlight, a lot of these guys are friends of ours, but not just we're highlighting them because they're friends of ours, but some of the baddest hombres to ever walk the face of this earth.
Stand up, folks.
Yeah, man. So I just absolutely dig it. Now here's a crazy one. I mean, they're all pretty crazy, right? But somebody who, again, if you've watched this show, their name, how they fight. None other than Andre Ewell. Andre fucking Ewell, UFC veteran, is on this card against Black House MMA's Brady Huang. And again, Andre Ewell has had, a 17-10 record is Mr. Highlight, right? Now, obviously, the last 4 fights in the UFC, or actually 3 fights in the UFC, didn't go his way. Most recently, losing to Charles Air Jourdain in his last UFC fight. Also took a loss at a Freedom Fight Night, which is a promotion that I don't know too much about, honestly. But, I mean, he's been in there with Marlon Chito Vera. He has a win over former bantamweight champion, Henan Barao.
He's been in there with Ryan Lilly.
He's
been there with Ryan Lilly, right?
So Andre Ewell, man,
Yeah.
he's a bad motherfucker. This guy.
Shut your mouth.
I know. Yeah. So this is, this is top tier talent. Now
Yeah, yeah.
Brady also coming with like a nice pedigree behind him, a Black House standout, 11-3 record. Um, my goodness, he's been in there with Martin Day. Holy shit! Yeah, that was I think this was overseas. Where did this happen? Crane Pavilion. Actually, it was Richmond. So I don't know. In my head, overseas is essentially the Bay Area. I don't know
Yeah,
how that happened, but
yeah.
Brady basically coming. Spending his formative years with Dragon House, both gym as well as fight promotion. So shout out to Dragon House. Um, that one again, Andre Ewell, Brady Hine. Like they've got between them both, what 40 fights?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
He's been in there against Adrian Yanez too.
Yeah, and the fact that this right here has title implications. This fight right here. So, but
Put
you
you in
could
the
say
mix.
that. Yeah, you could say that a lot about a lot of these fights here. So for a theoretical 7 fight, pro card, there's a lot of notables. There's a lot of names. So
Yeah.
if you're in
Hey,
attendance,
hey, hey, you know how I see it, Woods? These boys here, they all have a chance to do something special on this very night, this coming Saturday. You know what I mean? They got a lot of star power in here. A lot of UFC veterans,
yeah,
strong contenders. You know what I'm saying? This is a very nice card, very very nice card. And all
hell
these
yeah.
boys, they owe it to themselves to go out there and sell out. You know what I'm saying? Bring the best show that people's ever seen. Especially at the conception of a young new promotion, UNF. I would like to see something phenomenal on this very night, and I foresee it. I mean, when you look at how this package, it's a beautiful package. I'm looking up and down the lineup, and I'm satisfied with what I'm looking at. It's fantastic. Are you going to this one, Woods?
Um, don't know yet. Honest to goodness, things can happen, but regardless, I'm definitely gonna grab it on fight. Yeah, fight TV, just due to the
Yeah.
fact that if you followed Up Next Fighting, they said that if you go ahead and purchase the event, screenshot it, and DM them on Instagram, you have the chance to win a limited edition, either Tyrion Flashware or Albert the Belizean Warrior
Yeah.
bobbleheads. So
What? That's
yes,
killing it.
they're making bobbleheads.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's
so
up.
that in itself, you have the chance to grab one of those. So man, as you can see, I like to collect shit. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna order it on Fight and screenshot them. So go ahead and check them out. Up Next Fighting on all of the socials. So which they follow me back on Twitter. So shout out to you folks. So great card, great card. Another one you got. Again, the gentleman who we were just talking about took a loss. Mr. Elizares, trying to get his first name right. Jesus, it's not even on here. Crazy enough.
Hey, these two look from the looks of this right here. You got a couple of young, hungry looking warriors here.
Well, one thing that we could tell you about Johnny Robles was almost, albeit handpicked, to be a part of Josh Barnett's UWF USA.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So he came up with, literally training under, Barnett and Victor Henry, right? Who's, basically turning people on their head in the UFC right now. But anybody that's seen him fight here, on the local scene and beyond. Deep bantamweight champion, LXF bantamweight champion. They know what Victor Henry can do. Well, Johnny Robles has literally been under the tutelage of both Josh Barnett and Victor Henry since the jump, and
he must be good.
Yeah,
Training with people like that, he
yeah,
must be good.
and
Just on GP. I mean,
yeah.
you have no choice but to be good. Training with people like that, straight up.
And his wrestling pedigree, that's what got him to the dance. He was he went to CIFs. I mean, a pretty astute wrestler, and that's even before he gets into MMA, and that just fortified a little bit more, right? So, man, that's a great fight here. We also have David Douglas versus Maestro.
Maestro.
Man, that's you like to quote Sparta, right? 300 Sparta.
That's a dope ass name, Maestro.
If those two don't look like people coming straight out of Spartacus, I don't know what. Right?
Yeah, I can't wait to see that match.
Yeah. We also have, which there's a lot of things that can be fun tonight, but Trevor Wells out of Team Quest going against my old, not just teammate, but coach, Heinrich Ricky Scraps Wasmer. And both are Combate Americas veterans. This in the flyweight division, but Trevor Wells is a former California State bantamweight champion. I was there to watch him claim the title at Epic Fighting a couple years back down in San Diego. So know what Trevor Wells has to offer, know what Ricky Scraps has to offer. And just to give you a little bit of, we're going context. That's something that I have been hammered in all this show. But let me give you a bit of context of how far back I go with Ricky Scraps. So, allow me to do this for a second. Oh. All right.
I'm Heinrich Wasmer. I fight at a Fight Academy Pasadena, and now I fight for Combate America in the flyweight division. To think that I can go from a guy that was in trouble, that's been arrested, that's been in street fights. When I used to live in New York, I got shot. To being in those situations and knowing that you were pretty much going downhill, and finding something that can literally turn it all around and just make you a completely different person, a better person, just astonishing to me. That I can be here and inspire people and be somebody that people look up to, from being somebody that you don't want to be to somebody that you want to be like. To me, that's probably the most surprising thing. The team that I have here in Fight Academy, they pushed me and they told me, hey man, you can do it. You can really be something with this. And just believing in them and believing in myself was probably the best thing I could have done. And my coach always told me, when you go out there, that's your stage. You're a musician, you're a performer. You go out there, you go to perform. And having that mindset in there, not thinking, I'm going to go and hurt this guy, I don't think that anymore. Now I think I'm going to go out there and I'm going to perform. I'm going to put my art out there. That's my canvas, and I go out to paint my painting. So it's not just a brute sport, and it's not just beating each other up, and realizing that this is a human chess. We're doing something with our body that most people can't do, and being able to display that, it's amazing. It really is amazing, man. I'm the kind of guy that if I want to take it to the ground, I want to make sure I can take it to the ground. I don't want to have to resort to something. Like, I want to pick where the fight goes. So for me, it's really take it as it comes. If the takedown's there, I'll take it and beat him on the ground. If the stand-up's feeling good, I'll just punch him in the face till he goes down. My next fight is August 11th at the Exchange LA. I'm fighting versus Benji Gomez. I'm going in there to defend my undefeated record, and I am there to fight for all my people.
Yeah. So that if you go down here just a little bit on the page, you'll see Adam Woods. That's my personal YouTube account.
Yeah.
Essentially, that was the first thing that I did in terms of MMA or any combat sports. I'm off camera while Bosun Wang is filming Heinrich Wasmer, but I'm off camera asking Heinrich questions, and that was essentially my start. So, to see him here, to see Trevor Wells, again, love the hell out of both guys. Not picking a winner, but again, as a fight fan, holy fucking shit. This is
We would not be disappointed.
hell no. Hell no. Yeah. And Mick Mac from down under says Big Bad Voodoo. There you go.
Happy birthday, my brother. Happy birthday.
Happy 878,220th birthday, Mick Mac. We're rooting for you. Win one for the giver. But the co-main event, talk about UFC veterans, right? But we've got none other than Cisco Rivera going against Ishihara. Ishihara, if you guys remember, was on they didn't call it the Ultimate Fighter, but you remember when Josh Barnett faced Roy Nelson in Japan, right? They had a card, and essentially with that card, they had like a pseudo Ultimate Fighter. They didn't call it an Ultimate Fighter, but it was like, a show leading up to the Barnett Roy Nelson fight in Japan, and they all had a team essentially of trainees, right? Much like the Ultimate Fighter with Barnett and Roy Nelson taking each side. I can't remember what side Ishihara was on, but essentially he was one of the standouts, if not the only standout. I can't remember if he won whatever it is to win on that show, but it was his personality that really got him over with the UFC faithful. During his albeit short stint in the UFC, it made it memorable. This is a guy who trains out of Team Alpha Male up in Sacramento.
Yes, I know who you're talking about now.
He's coming with the goods, and again, Cisco Rivera, holy shit, man. Like that was
He's good. He's good.
It's wild because he's been in so many amazing fight performances, right? Yeah. And just hearing like Cisco Rivera, like Mike Goldberg and Joe Rogan talking about it during his UFC tenure, he feels like he's like 80 years old, right? But he's not that. He's not old at all. He's still a young guy, but his career was so impactful that even at a young age, he's considered a lot of people like your favorite fighter's favorite fighter.
Yeah. Agreed. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's always going to be an entertaining fight with that guy, man. I know that for a fact. He brings the pressure.
And the facts are Mick Mac, for his birthday, he's having chicken and pineapple pizza right now to celebrate. So
chicken and pineapple.
168th centennial, Mick Mac.
That sounds fabulous.
You might be as old as an eternity, but you sure as hell don't look it.
I wonder if it was Pizza Hut. Was it Pizza Hut?
I hope it's Back to the Future Pizza Hut, where they
chicken.
Just they tear the package, they put it in the microwave, and then they close the microwave. Right? Like that's that. It's a wrap. It's a done deal. Done deal. Not to be confused with Crocodile Dundee, but that's another story for another day.
Paul Hogan.
Yeah, that not related to Hulk.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Now,
not related to Terry Bollea.
Oh, boo that guy. Always boo that guy. No way, don't like the cardboard pizza. You gotta live a little, Mick Mac. God, just live a little, bud. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. But the main event, our aforementioned main event, we have none other than former International Fight Showdown, Bama and CXF bantamweight champion. Oh my God, that's the only one that I don't have on here. But Terrion Flash Ware going against former Lights Out bantamweight champion Albert the Belizean Warrior Morales at a featherweight bout. You know, to me, and I told them both, this is almost like it reminds me of the New Japan or the Japanese pro wrestling Young Lion system, right?
Yeah.
Where you train under many legends to apply your craft, right?
Right.
You go out into the world with with what you've been taught, and then you get brought back a bigger, more refined version of who you were supposed to be, right?
Right.
Well, that's especially true with both Terrion and Albert. Yeah, they fought everywhere. They're so similar, right? They've won championships. They've had stints in the UFC. They've had stints in Bellator. So these are two of the most accomplished bantamweights that the Southern California region has had in probably about 10 to 15 years, right?
Yep. Agreed.
And they're going
100%.
Yeah, and they're going up to featherweight, and they're taking up in weight class. They're taking all the experiences, all of the little tricks, the veteran tricks of the trade. They're taking that up there, with them. So, I mean, could there be a better main event for this second ever card, but the first championship fight?
I'm wondering why it's not for a title.
Oh, why what?
How come this fight's not for a title?
Because
there's a title-worthy matchup right here.
Now, mind you, there's going to be a amateur, title contested, but this is the first pro. Terrion, I can't remember who he fought, and then Albert fought Ryan Lilly, and I believe those were title eliminator fights. That whoever
who's
won.
The champion? Who's the champion right now?
Oh, nobody's a champion. This is the first ever champion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This fight should be for a title.
Oh, it is for the title.
It is for a title? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Albert versus Terrion Ware?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Perfect.
Yeah, that's it, man. To me, that's worth the price of admission.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's got to be for a title. The thing that I'm reading here doesn't say if it's for a title or not.
Yeah, no, this is for the inaugural championship.
It's worthy of it.
For both guys who have, both in whether it be their jiu-jitsu prowess, or their fight acumen.
These boys ain't going to the ground. Not these two boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're both cut from the same type of cloth. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, they know each other. They know each other very well. I wouldn't be surprised if they've trained with each other several times.
Oh, they did. They did.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
Open match at Black House, man. Like pre-pandemic, I was there and I was like, it's Terrion.
These two dudes are warriors. They are martial artists. This is why the competition level is going to be high. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be high. I don't see them going to the ground and doing. You might see a couple of clinch work here and there, and if it does go to the ground, it's because somebody's going in for the kill. That submission, you know what I mean? Because they've done some damage and they go in to finish it with a submission of some sort. But the majority of this fight is going to be on the feet. These two are going to display their boxing. They're both two strong believers in boxing. So you're gonna get some good boxing exchanges. The crowd's gonna go ooh and ah. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. That you will see some kicks, but these two here, they're technicians in regards to the art of boxing. This is their strongest point, and you're gonna see it at least 75% boxing in this particular matchup. It's gonna be a beautiful thing to behold. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, and again, I might attend in person, but also I'm buying the fight. I'm buying the
There
fight
you go.
because, much like my favorite CXF, fight. My one of my, yeah, probably my favorite fight that I've been to, was a fight that had on its card Richard Leroy and Jalen Turner, and that
Yeah.
I have perpetually on Fight TV. So if you purchase it on Fight TV, it's there forever. Ric Flair's last match is on there. A litany of other MMA and pro wrestling stuff. But you also have that chance to win the two bobbleheads based on Tyrion and Albert. So if you dig collectors, this is a collectible item that you're going to want to have on your mantle.
Most definitely.
Yes.
These two guys are amazing. I know both of them. So when I say amazing, I feel the amazing. It's not just the word. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a fantastic contest between two martial artists. It's a martial art exchange. That's what's beautiful about it. It's not just fight. You know what I mean? It's a martial arts exchange, and I'm looking forward to see these two masters go at it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's gonna be. Hey, I remember this movie. Bruce Lee. He goes to this Japanese dojo and he whoops everybody's ass. And then I guess one of them was like, if a Chinese can defeat me, I'll eat these words. And it was this big giant word that said sick men of Asia or whatever. So Bruce took it back to the Japanese that delivered it to their dojo. He took it back and he was like, first he whoops everybody's ass. And then he was like, the dude that said that he'll eat these words, come back over here. And then he made him eat the word. And then he goes, this time you're eating paper. The next time it's gonna be glass. That always gets me rolling, bro.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you say that because
Saturday is gonna be glass though, for real.
Yes, Mick Mac actually sent me a picture of this is from the Mick Mac mansion. He sent me a picture of this pizza. It looks pretty damn delicious. My goodness. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Just to see, just to have you guys see what Mick Mac is doing. Now, he says he doesn't like Pizza Hut. They're just as bad as Domino's. I don't know. You never, we went through the GameStop squeeze because before everybody became a hacker, they were a gamer, right? So like hedge funds want to take down the literally the first meal of a hacker's journey, and then what have you. So they're like, ain't nobody got
that
time.
Used to be in all the movies.
Yeah. So there's don't diss Domino's. That was a lot of people or Pizza Hut. Even though they're a conglomerate owned by Taco Bell, that gives you the raging shit.
Domino's Pizza was popping in the 90s, bro.
100%.
Remember that? It was
with the mascot? You remember the mascot, the little domino, the red and the uniforms are like amazing.
Yeah.
Totally
all the commercials and shit. Remember the
commercials?
Oh man.
Yeah,
Good old days.
you guys missed, if you guys missed the 80s and 90s, that was like the last time society like actually lived, right? Like people were happy, I don't know. People with all the technology and everything seems to be so sad.
Yeah, man.
That they didn't have stuff like that, you know.
Life before the internet will never be the same.
If you just missed that damn show, that was it. You know, no DVR or anything. Stream, you don't even have the internet. What the hell is the internet? You know, so
3,000 channels and shit. What the hell? It used to be like 6.
You wanted to hang out inside, you fucking went on the party line and hopefully
right?
Right. Just saying.
Talk about social media. That was a party line, bro.
That was it, you know. Don't fucking, stretch out the rope and shit like that. That'll whoop your ass with that rope that you stretched out. So I'm just saying, you know. And Big Mac says Pizza Hut was good in the 90s because it was all you can eat. There's no toppings at all now. No, 100%. You remember Pizza Hut used to have the damn buffet, the salad bar.
Yeah.
Can't do that shit because of COVID. Yeah. So, just saying, some good memories. Now, memories that are going to be created. UFC 278 is also going down. We're going to go ahead and start off with the first matchup. It's Mexico's Victor El Magnifico Altamirano. Yes, there you go. 10-2 is a standout. Unfortunately, lost his last fight against Carlos Hernandez, but essentially got a split decision win over in Dana White's Contender Series back in 2021. Also, he won at the historic LFA 100. He was actually the main event, and that main event was against somebody named Smith. Which Smith is it? Nate Smith, who's a 6-2, right? Nate Smith is not a easy task, right? And essentially, you got beat, right? So Victor Altamirano, man, he's got some. If you know, you know. He's got some credible wins, right? And spent most of his professional career in LFA, starting off at LFA 28, right? And then, like I said, his last fight was LFA 100, right? So, in terms of the metrics to become a UFC roster member, right? Like you go through the Contender Series, you fight through developmental, the developmental territory of LFA. Aside from being on the Ultimate Fighter, I mean, Victor Altamirano essentially, went through all of the channels to make sure that he was a UFC fighter. So I think that's kind of cool.
That's a huge accomplishment in its own right.
Yeah, so I'm not mad at it. Now his opponent is none other than Daniel Da Silva, not Day Silva, like Daniel Day-Lewis, but Miojo Daniel Da Silva, which that sounded like Myoho, which is like the basic chant of the Buddhist sect that I grew up under, like Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. That's for another day. Da Silva is actually coming off of 2 losses. There's both. Both of his fights, the UFC, right? One against Jeff Molina, where he gets KO'd in the second round, and then the other one he gets knee barred by the brother, the larger, girthier brother of Davidson Figueiredo, right? And he gets knee barred. So I don't know, man, but I feel like, even though they're coming off of losses, man, I feel like
it's still going to be a great match.
Victor on this one.
It's going to be a great match. These little dudes, they're usually high pace, and that makes for an exciting fight for the fans. They don't carry much power, so a lot of their strikes is not going to be a devastating knockout. So you're going to get a lot of exchange, a lot of grappling. As they are both highly accomplished fighters in their own right. 10 plus fights for each of them. So this one right here, man. I'm going with Mexico City. You know what I'm saying? Victor. I'm going with Victor on this one. 10-2. The other guy 11-3. I think I like Victor better right on this one, and he's higher in the rankings too.
Yeah. So looks like this is a consensus pick. We're going with Mr. Alta Mariano.
And I'm down with Guadalajara.
There's a song I'm not going to fucking. I haven't tuned up my vocalizers. That's what's happening.
Guadalajara.
There you go. Voodoo, the talented Voodoo. Not Mr. Ripley at all. He's a talented Voodoo masterclass. That's it. Hell yes. So shout out to Guadalajara. But also, I don't want to say. You know where I was going, right? I wasn't going with Jay Perry, and I was gonna Ali. And now, you remember when he first started basically picking his fights right here on this show. He had like two names. You're like Ali or a Ting or whatever. But now they just fucking squish that motherfucker together.
Hey, they trying to figure it out, man.
Yeah. So Ali Oring, that's what I got. That's what I got. And he's hailing from China. And I almost said, like, shout out to China. And that doesn't need to be said at all.
Is that Ricky Lane or Ricky Lane?
That's that guy. That is him.
I think I remember this dude, man. He's like a wrestler type fella.
Yes. I think during COVID, like he ended up fighting like 3 times in the
remember this. He's kind of thick.
Yeah.
He has like thick legs or something like that.
Yeah, just
or wide body,
like a
massive shredded dude.
Like a shredded, short ass Herman Munster.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, I mean that's Mongolian fucking shit. Like he comes.
That's that Genghis Khan, right?
Yeah.
Descendants of Khan.
Yeah, eating raw meat and sacrificing people. I'm just saying, like that's what this dude. That's what the pedigree. We think he's rocking. He can just save the money on the 23andMe, you know. But against him is the Joker, Jay Perrin, who is 10-5. That's 15 professional fights. Now he did lose in his most recent outing to Mario Batista via unanimous decision. But oh shit, he beat the homie Johnny Cupcake Campbell. And
really?
Do you remember Johnny Campbell and what you should know him for?
Taping hands, right?
No, you remember during COVID, there was like the video going around at a regional show, and somebody got punched in their cauliflower ear, and it exploded.
Oh, really? That was Johnny Campbell?
That was him. That was him. And I had him on the According to Woods podcast not too long after that. But that dude's a gamer, man. Like he's dope. So the fact that Jay Perrin has a win over him,
that's saying something.
Yeah,
I understand.
But then you got the Mongolian, man. Like he seems indestructible.
The Mongolian spider monkey.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Oh yeah, and he doesn't hide it. He calls himself a Mongolian murderer.
Yeah.
So he's not coming to mess around, man. He's not gonna sit there in catering.
And he's got to win in the UFC.
Yeah.
He's ready to jump on that horse and keep winning.
So what say you?
This one's a tough one for me. I don't mind doing a 50-50 split here with you, brother. Or unless you have a choice that you want to make in regards to these two gentlemen.
Yeah, good. So then I guess, I mean, just to be fair, I'll go the other way.
So which one do you want?
Well, I don't know, because I really felt,
it's 50-50 for me. This fight.
So fuck it. I'm gonna go with Jay Perrin.
Okay, I'll take Ari Keeling.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Yeah.
No matter what, one of us will be right.
Speaking of a Figueiredo.
Nice segue. Good God. Look at you. Fucking brilliant. Go for it. Speak on that.
Hey, we have Francisco Figueiredo going in there against Amir Albazi. That name Albazi rings in my mind. It rings the Prince. It rings in my mind. I vaguely remember him being excellent recently. Okay. Zumagulov. He beat Zumagulov by unanimous decision the last time we saw him. He took out Malcolm Gordon, triangle choke in the first round. Ryan Curtis, Helock. That's why I remember this dude. So this guy, he's got his ish together, as they will say. Going in against Francisco Figueiredo. Francisco, though he looks like his brother, Davidson Figueiredo, this sniper here is not really, to be blunt, he's not like his brother. His brother is a little bit more maniacal. And Francisco is a little nicer. But Francisco is very good. He's very heavy on his jiu-jitsu. He can strike with you, but he's okay going jiu-jitsu, no problem. This is how he is. But he's got great hands. Don't sleep. He's got great hands. But if he needs to catch you in a knee bar, he'll put you in a knee bar immediately. The fastest way to stop the match is his motivation. So this is going to be a fantastic match. It's going to be a fantastic match. I'm heavily drawn to Amir Albazi in this particular match, just because I know the way he can push the pace. When you weaponize cardio, it's very hard for the opposition to keep up. I think Albazi is going to push Figueiredo in a way that's going to make him slow. And once he slows, Amir will go in for the kill. If he doesn't get the finish, he'll get the unanimous decision victory. That's how I see this one.
Yeah, can't agree anymore. I mean, they say that oxygen, it takes a lot of oxygen to make them muscles work.
Right.
Francisco got some muscle on him. That's a thick boy. So, shit. Yeah. I got Amir Albazi too.
I'm not mad at you, man.
You might be mad at Micmac because he wants to know, are you in the bathroom right now?
No, I'm in my makeshift studio.
Dig it.
Yes, I'm in my makeshift studio.
Look at
that. One day I will have my studio back. One day.
Just one. That's both inspiring. That's so inspiring. So motivating. Fuck yes. I like it. Yeah. So, let's do with Albazi. That's a consensus pick. So, right now we got I want to say it's the Swedish flag, the last ninja, Ang Lusa. Wait. This is one of those fucking play on words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Dick Butkus or Seymour Butts.
Yeah.
Right? Because this fucker's name is Hang Loose.
Yeah, the last ninja.
Hang Loose. Like that. That's what this motherfucker's name is.
The last ninja. With a name like that from Switzerland.
Yes, but it's also
he's got like some nice kickboxing. You know what I'm saying? Hang Loose from the Netherlands. What do you think about that? I mean, Switzerland, not the Netherlands. Switzerland. What do you think? You think he has excellent kickboxing?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe what? Let's say good enough to get into the UFC.
Name one. Like I had to just fucking growing in the back of my brain. Like I know who I'm picking if I'm tasked with it.
And this is the second chance too in the UFC.
Right.
You know, he better perform on this one. So there's gonna be a haste for him to get out there and perform to the best of his abilities. But so is his opponent, because that guy lost to Smellsburger, Fenamine the Jedi Smellsburger, or something like that, right? That's your boy's name. That's one of your favorite fighters right there, Mr. Smellsburger. Ang Luz versus AJ Fletcher. Well, you think AJ Fletcher can pull this one off, brother?
Yeah, can. Just can. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think AJ Fletcher will have probably, if I was to guess, a better wrestling background than his opponent. And you know, when the ish goes south, wrestling can always help you pull out of anything. And jiu-jitsu, of course. Don't trip, jiu-jitsu people. Don't trip. I mean, don't trip, jiu-jitsu people.
Why would they do that?
However, wrestling is supreme. It is what it is. Wrestling is supreme. It's a fact. It's a fact. Look at the champions right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wrestling dominates right now. You know, jiu-jitsu is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Wrestling is still number one right now. It is what it is. It's a fact. So I'm going AJ Fletcher nonetheless to win this particular matchup by split decision.
Yeah, I mean you bring up an amazing argument. Not so much an argument, but case for AJ Fletcher that I am absolutely convinced in the gospel that AJ Fletcher will get to a place of prominence at AJ Fletcher as well. Like let's do something crazy like flying knee bar or some shit.
Yeah.
He snatches you out the fucking sky and knee bars you. Eating a fucking Snicker.
From scissor takedown to heel hook or something ridiculous like that. Hey, remember when Conan did that to Anderson Silva back in Pride?
Yeah, Tequila Sunrise and Batty, right?
Anderson was whooping his ass too. He hit him with the scissor takedown, caught his heel, a heel that was already damaged, and he applied Anderson. He had to tap with the quickness. With the quickness.
You fucking know your shit, man. I'm way less pop culture. Shit, right on. It sounds like me trying to explain wrestling to people who don't, and they're just like, "What the fuck? What do you do?"
Hey, I got a question for you. When was the last time you saw Miranda Maverick?
Maverick?
Yeah, Miranda Maverick. When was the last time you saw her?
Yes.
When was the last time you saw her? It's been a while, right?
It has been.
Yeah, fairly Maverick,
like,
man.
3 months?
Yeah.
Didn't she have something like weird? Now, obviously, sports a 10-4 record, but Miranda Maverick had me kind of scared. Oh yeah, it was her fight with Sabina Mazo, where Mazo, who's not necessarily known for her jiu-jitsu prowess, just wraps her up and chokes her out. And look at this, Mazo's not even in the damn company anymore, but Miranda Maverick is. Now, if you've seen her fights in Bellator, you know exactly why she's here.
Yeah.
But that's subjective.
Yeah. Shanna Young, I think I remember Shanna Young. Shanna Young, she's got multiple fights in the UFC, right? Yeah. But it hasn't been a fun ride for Shanna Young. Gina Mazzani was the last win for her. Egger whooped her, ground and pound. Chia Song, unanimous decision. She was getting boxed up. I remember that fight. She was getting boxed up. She's already lost to Miranda Maverick in the past at Invicta due to a rear naked choke in the first round. So that mental advantage is there for Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe that Miranda Maverick will once again beat the Shanimal.
Isn't that Willie Nelson? You definitely don't want it to be Nelson's Willie unless you want it to be
Shana the Shanimal Young will get mopped up yet again by Miranda Maverick. Now, can you dig that? Sucker!
Oh, yes. Yeah, and McMax says it sounds like a toilet of echoes. I just think he means my taste in fighting and my picks. He's trashing on my picks. Thank you, fucking McMac. Thank you so much. It's quite gracious. And Amanda, hug and kiss. Yeah.
Maybe Nunes? Amanda Nunes, maybe?
Oh, wait. And he's hating on Fiji because, like, sorry, Fiji only won 2 silver, 2 bronze at the Commonwealth Games. Australia got 67 and 57 silver and 54 bronze. So much better without USA in games. And I'm going to take your word for it. I'm sure, like, everything that you said was true, but it's just like fucking watching golf. Like, I'm not anywhere in it. So go ahead and fucking win at a fucking shit ass institution of what you do, you know? Like there's I don't know, there's fucking fighting. Like that's, you know, and until fighting has like a what is it, a gold medal or whatever the fuck, maybe I'll start giving a fuck about it. But results are cooler.
I think they're working on that, man. I think they're working on getting the mixed martial arts in the Olympics, but it's gonna be a tough stretch. You know,
makes you sketchy.
I think if they do it ahead before the Olympics start the tournament before the Olympics starts, and then kind of time it to you know to during the Olympics or whatever, have a 1-day type thing. So you know, like there's some sports in track and field that are completed on the same day. Perhaps the finals of this particular tournament in the Olympics and on one of those Olympic days. That way we can have the fighters fight if they're injured, time to recover, fight again in this tournament manner to get you to the finals, which I'm talking about. The final itself will be what appears in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe they can just show like a recording of what happened previously during the Olympics.
Yeah, it's a strange one. It's a fucking strange one, but I guess I don't know. People can be leeches.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Now, we have Sean Woodson going against Luis Saldana. Now, Woodson with a nearly perfect record, 9-1, is the sniper. But his last 2 wins come by way of it was a hook to the body, basically fucking liver shot, right? To to the person. Now Woodson again got a finish over Colin Anglin. I don't know why that's so hard to say, but Connor Anglin, but went to a split decision win over Yusuf Zalal, right? But losing to Julian Erosa, Kyle Bonchak, and Terrence McKinney. Those aren't bad wins. Yeah, so I mean that's other than the Julian Erosa, you know, like he was riding high, you know. And he's got such a weird, almost Dalzim from Street Fighter like build.
Mm-hmm.
He's like skinny fat, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
if he wraps
He's
you up,
got long limbs, very
yeah,
long
if he
limbs.
wraps you up in a, you know, in something right with his arms, you're fucked. You know,
He's
you
learned to
get
be
a flat
efficient.
belly, you go to
He's
your
also
back,
learned to be
you got to
efficient
stand
with those
up.
long limbs too. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
He can jab really well. His straight punches are phenomenal. Front kicks are great too. He throws occasional roundhouse kicks, but he understands using that long range weapon like spears. He fights well with a spear when he fights. Yeah, just like he is utilizing the spear to penetrate the opponent and then
Yeah,
snipe him out pretty much.
sniper shit only. Sniper
Mm.
shit only. And McMax says, "Hang on, you care about Cesaro winning the RH title because it felt meaningless." Yeah, kind of.
Cesario.
Wasn't the greatest booking. Match
Uh,
was barely passable. Okay, maybe.
like I'm happy for the dude or whatever, because he's never won the big one. Now he has. It's great and everything, but I don't know, man. Like from my experience in wrestling, there's always been those guys. They're so damn good. They're so damn good, but they just don't go over. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it many times. Yeah, you can put the belt around them or whatever, but it's just not like an Ultimate Warrior. It's just not quite like a Shawn Michaels. It's just quite not like the Hardy Boys. It's just not quite like Mr. Wonderful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's close, but just you're missing it by just a little bit. And there's a lot of dudes like that, and that's how I see this particular fellow. No, I mean like he's great, but
Yeah.
just not recognized by all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. I hope I'm making my sense.
Not really creating anything, just kind of picking back off of the mandates, and yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Um, Now we have Jared Gordon, 18-5, going against the 18-5-1, Leandro Santos.
Hmm.
Now, Leandro Santos is coming off of two losses, man. It's not looking good for him. Which is kind of why I'm gonna go with the the countryman, man. I'm going with Jared Gordon. Flash, I think the fact that he faced Grant Dawson and Clay Guida and got finished by each of them, maybe in the same night. I don't know. Like it gets weird. Clay Guida is, the fighter's fighter. Literally living out of a trailer, right? A
Hmm.
travel trailer, so he can go get some rounds in Southern California or go up to Sacramento for as a part of the forgot what they called it. I forgot what they
Clay
called it.
Guida's a veteran, man.
Yeah, he's a
They threw
veteran.
that boy to the wolves.
He's a
That's
Hall of
what that
Famer, isn't
was.
he?
Clay Guida is a wolf. Clay Guida is. You know how many fights Clay Guida? He's got 36 wins, 21 losses. Clay
Mm-hmm.
Guida has been in there too long. He knows all the tricks. He's got a crazy gas tank. You can't knock him out. You've never seen him knocked out cold. You know what I'm saying? He's just that guy you don't want to see. You know what I mean? You don't want to see Clay Guida. You gotta be a straight murderer to be okay to just hang with Clay Guida. Most folks would just avoid. Like a bear. A bear will usually just avoid an animal. I mean, a man. A bear will avoid a man if it could. But sometimes we got to step in there and get it done. You know what I'm saying? But I will, Clay Guida is nothing to be played with. That's just my point. And this kid got in there with Clay Guida. There's something to be said to that. Grant Dawson. Dawson also is like you were saying earlier, is a formidable opponent as well. That's another name that we know. You know what I mean? So this one's gonna be the records are the same too. It's like a crossroad. Whoever wants it more will be the victor here. The experience wise, it seems they should have equal amount of experience. You know what I'm saying? The things that will matter most in this particular matchup will have to be like weight cut and basic things like that will be the deciding factor in this particular match. So whoever's most prepared will have that extra in their gas tank to win. So I'm down to go 50-50 with you on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Fuck, man, I'm going Flash Gordon. That's
okay, I'll take Leandro. Right. Leandro Santos. I'll take Santos, no problem.
Yeah?
No problem. Yeah, I'll take Santos, no problem.
Now,
it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I fucking dig it. Mick Mac was trying to give you the illusion of who you were talking about in that scenario.
What was the scenario again? Oh, just didn't quite make it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Feed me more.
Oh, God. Finish it. Finish it. I think he was knocking what little brain cells he had left out fucking out the ear. As if you... Just say it. Oh, like a salt shaker. He's got fucking knocking out the brain cells, what's left of his brain cells, like a damn salt shaker getting put on some baked potato and shit like that.
Hey, I like that Feed Me More character though. That thing kind of sold. That Feed Me More. Everybody will say that shit.
Yes.
Feed me more.
Look, he was the next Goldberg.
He was almost Goldberg,
he was
but
bald.
Just not quite. He was almost Goldberg, but just not quite.
Wait, you know what's crazy about Ryback though? The motherfucker had like a 20-year career.
He's powerful too.
Because you remember,
wasn't he part of the Spirit Squad? He was part of the Spirit Squad. He came out of the Spirit Squad.
He came out of Tough Enough.
Yeah, he was in the Spirit Squad. Remember them cheerleaders?
No. You're thinking about
Ryback was in it. He was in the Spirit Squad.
Ryback was Skip Sheffield on NXT, or Tough Enough or some shit like that. But they signed him, and they just kept his silly ass in developmental for like fucking 10 years. Ryback had almost a 20-year fucking career.
Are you sure he wasn't in the Spirit Squad too?
Yeah, he's not. Mike Mondo is the one you're talking about. He's shorter than Ryback because they've since on the Indies they've brought back like Kenny Dykstra and a couple of the guys back to reprise their role. Jim Cornette, when he was in Ring of Honor, he did that too, where he hired them and everything like that, and they maintained. But Mike Mondo is just smaller than Ryback. I think Ryback is at least a good 6'4", but I see what you're saying. He was the next Goldberg. That's funny in the sense that he was trying to shake out what remaining brain cells he had too by fucking hitting his head, marching against the fucking metal grate of the locker room. So good luck. That's not going to end up well.
That's that football player mentality.
Yeah. So he bet on 3 people at once, and Stansky and Arthur Rosenberg. That's a tag team. Skip the corn-fed meathead. Remember, yeah. I mean, the shit that CM Punk said about Ryback being reckless, I feel all of that just went to what's the guy? The guy that used to be Braun Strowman. Now he's like he's using his real name like Adam Shear. Like there's not much to him. You know?
Yeah, Braun Strowman, that big giant Goliath of a man. The one Brock Lesnar took off on.
Yeah.
That's that guy. For a big dude, he's a good worker. What happened? What did you say? What happened to him? What did you just say?
Yeah, that's the other side of the pendulum that most people don't think about.
Well, what happened?
Right.
No, I don't know. I'm asking what happened.
Ryback's dumb, man. He says
No. The Braun Strowman fella.
Oh, Strowman. Oof. Okay. Like the most recent stuff, or
the most recent stuff.
He gets fired, in the WWE, during pandemic. That was wild to me because he was their project, right? Because he worked there 2 years as Adam Rose's Rosebud, and when you think about how they talk about Bobby Lashley had to stay in developmental because if Vince saw Bobby Lashley, he'd fucking call him up to the main roster, and he was way too fucking great, right? So the same thing with Braun Strowman, right? Like Braun Strowman was a rosebud, and they didn't fucking see anything in him. He was just an extra, but they would fly him along with like Simon Gotch and Becky Lynch. Can't remember who else or whatever. But essentially, Braun Strowman or Adam Shear is indicative of the Vince McMahon regime, where you didn't fucking see that dude, right? Just like you didn't see Bobby Lashley until Vince saw him and then pushed him to the moon. It's the same thing that happened with Strowman, right? He is a WWE project through and through. He doesn't exist anywhere else. Not Ring of Honor, not Impact, not whatever. He's just there, right? And even then, he didn't have a sustained run. He wasn't a real like world champion, right? So they fired him, which that just shows you how much they thought of their own way of calling people up and promoting them to their main roster. So now Adam Shear along with EC3, Austin Aries is doing this thing called Control Your Narrative, and it's rough. It is rough, but not as rough as this heavyweight fight between Marcin Tybura, 22-7, against Alexander King Kong Romanov, who is a perfect 16-0. Now, I mean, I could go through the stats and everything like that, but for me, I mean, you're a heavyweight and you're undefeated. So that tells me all I need to know about you. We've talked about Romanov, King Kong Romanov. He's been a favorite of ours since his inclusion in the UFC roster.
Yeah.
Going back at, I mean, realistically, that whole pandemic period, right? 11/2020, right? So that's November 2020 is where he makes his UFC debut. Actually, I'm sorry, September 2020 against Roque Martinez. And, he's essentially had 5 fights all in the UFC and won all of them. So anybody that is like, they're just letting big guys go into the UFC. No. Romanov is the real fucking deal, man. And
he's putting in work.
If he continues, man, I don't know.
He's already number 14 in the ranking.
Right.
He'll be in the mix real soon. With this win, he'll definitely be in the mix.
Yeah, he's going to be at least, if not champion, all the way champion, he's definitely going to be a major perennial title contender.
Definitely.
If he's, got here 2 years ago and got five fights and they were all wins.
He's
They
a
say,
complete fighter.
yeah, and they say that
That's why he's gonna win this match as well. Alexander Romanov.
exactly. So, I got King Kong Romanov.
Me too.
You don't have to agree with me, but if you do,
Oh, I definitely agree with you.
yeah,
He's a scientist.
he's
He's moving up in ranking.
scary. He's the boogeyman.
Yep.
King Kong Romanov is a damn boogeyman, man. So
he knows how to win. He fights to win.
Yeah, fights with a purpose. So
Yep.
that's a consensus pick, Alexander Romanov. Now, seventh. Speaking of heavyweights, right? We've got Harry Hunsucker, a double-time HHR champion, going against the 8-3 Tyson Pedro. Now, my favorite Tyson Pedro story was going to UFC 209 with Albert Morales and his crew, and we were situated right in T-Mobile, right next to Tyson Pedro's family, and they couldn't have been nicer. But they're from the islands, right? So like we got to sit next to them, and that night both Albert and Tyson got wins, right, back at UFC 209. So it was, to me, that's my favorite Tyson Pedro story. Now this dude took all of that saccharine, almost what is diabetes inducing review that I had of him. Check at the stuff that he did with Ike Villanueva, where he chopped down his legs and just uppercutted him to hell.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm going with Tyson Pedro.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is yeah, me too. Tyson Pedro. Yeah. But one thing that we will note is this is the light heavyweight division. Any little touch could change the game, just like that. We must take that into consideration if we're thinking about betting or whatnot. But numbers pick Tyson Pedro by the numbers. All right. So it's a safe bet. Tyson Pedro, I agree.
Yeah. If Sean Spears is Sean Spears in AEW, but when he was, God, what, I forgot what they called him, but Ty Dillinger, and he was just like, the numbers don't lie. The numbers fucking don't lie. Again, everything in my head is pro wrestling. But yeah, it's a fucking. This is gonna be a good fight, and I want to say that this could be a performance of the night bonus. Just how fucking effective when they are effective. That Tyson Pedro's stamina and everything kind of just levels out. He's showing the world that he belongs here. Nobody else is competing. He's the only one in the race, but he's going the distance. He's going for speed. See, nice little primates, excerpt here. Now, going up, we have in the women's bantamweight Lucille Padulova against Yunnan Wu, right?
Yep.
This is tough because you've got. I wanted to say that was a Chilean flag, but I don't believe it is.
That's China, right?
Czech Republic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about yeah. Czech Republic.
But yes, in Yunnan Wu is definitely of the Asian persuasion, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna live a little. I'm actually gonna go, even though she's got a 3-fight losing streak. I'm going with Yunnan Wu.
Yeah, the opponent, Lucy Podilova, she's been in the UFC before. She's been in there against some
Yeah, no,
stiff
that's incredible.
competition. We got Irina Aldana, Liz Carmouche, Antonia Shevchenko, Justine Keach. Come on, man. All losses, by the way, but
Mhm.
the amount of experience, the amount of growth a human being experiences in those losses and the wins, of course. But when you go in there and you put it on the line and you fight another man and the fight ends, you you're never the same as you were prior to the match. There's a change that occurs inside. Um, it, you just are someone different. It's like being reborn every time we compete in the cage, win or lose. There's a sense of rebirth.
It's a
Even the
tough.
ones that lose, they go through this as well. You know, it's
That's.
it's a
I mean,
beautiful
that's
thing.
tough.
So the experience of Lucia is there. She's got lots of fights, and this is a comeback fight
Right.
to the UFC.
Hmm.
But Yanan Wu, I believe she's been in the UFC most recent, right? Yeah, she was on U. She's been in UFC for a while now, since 2017. So the level of competitions that she's been seeing has been UFC level. So I understand why you would pick her to to uh, to win this matchup. Lucia seems to be since she's been facing less stiff competition. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the pick at all. Uh, yeah, I also go Yanan Wu. Yanan Wu by split decision.
Yeah, I'm going with you now as well. Nothing against the people of Czech Republic, but I don't think it's
Not
their
at all.
night. It's not their
Business.
night.
This is business.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, but good skill to the both of them. Obviously, they're putting their bodies in the line for this, so shout out to them. Uh, Now in the bantamweight division, right? The machine, Murab Desvilishvili. That's what I'm going.
Yeah, right.
Going against arguably one of the preeminent contenders in the running of greatest all time, as told to you by I, I think it's a bar in Venice that works it out. But Marab, the machine, um, going against one of the greatest featherweights, right, of all
Hmm.
time, Jose Junior Aldo, right? This taking place, 10 pounds below what Aldo is used to. But I mean, used to isn't really applicable because Jose Aldo has, as he ages, he's gotten better. He's figured out a way. He's that wily old veteran that just knows the right things to say or do, assuming that his chin doesn't go first, as we saw with the Conor McGregor fight. But this is he's one of the greatest of all time, greatest
Uh,
champions, greatest fighters. But
Jose
Morales,
Aldo is the greatest bantamweight of all time. Actually, no, featherweight of all time. He is the greatest featherweight of all time.
yeah,
The he showed up to the UFC and they handed him a belt. That's how dope this guy is.
yeah,
He came to the WEC and he ruled with an iron fist. He chopped down anything and everyone that stepped in front of him, like Justin Gaethje used to kick people. Jose Aldo was doing that before Justin Gaethje. Jose Aldo is that guy Now he has gone down. What is that? 5 pounds? How many pounds is that? 10 pounds? Yeah, he's gone down 10 pounds, and now he's in a bantamweight division. He's number 3, top 3. I saw a statistic not too long ago. Aldo being one of very few still competing today at the highest level from his era, So he is a force to be reckoned with. He's mastered the weight cut. Whatever team that he has with him, they're doing a phenomenal job because he's pushing 15 minutes at a bantamweight, and he's not slowing. He's slowed more as a featherweight than he's slowing as bantamweight. So something about that diet is right, but he's going up against Merab Valishvili. That wrestling is what he falls back to. He will take a beating, but he knows how to still fight. He knows how to wrestle really well. So I have no doubt Jose Aldo will piece him up. But once he starts getting pieced up, he's going to initiate wrestling, and then Jose won't be able to get up, and we have a problem. Unless Jose Aldo knocks him out cold, which is very probable. He has like a 30% chance of knocking him out cold.
Okay,
I don't think this is gonna happen. I think Merab is gonna take this one. He's moving to 3rd place.
I like it. It's diplomatic. No matter who wins or loses, you're gonna be there for him.
Yeah,
love it. Absolutely love it. It's a lover, not a fighter. But speaking of more fighters, right? We are at the co-main event of the evening. We have former UFC title contender Paulo Costa going up against former Strikeforce and UFC light heavyweight champion Luke Rockhold. Right? Rockhold 16-5. Now, one thing that I noticed, right? A lot of people talk about Paulo Costa and his looks and his social media persona. To me, in the sense that I feel like every comedic wrestler, from stealing from, Colt Cabana and whatever, like, I feel like we other patrons are the shit, right? The deal with Rockhold, right, and and Costa is the fact that Rockhold was Costa, 10 years ago, right? In the sense that he was a model. He was a model that, most people didn't think that were taking crazy. Now, the people at American Kickboxing Academy in San Jose, they knew he was crazy enough to make things work, and they rallied behind him. And Luke, even though he's, looks like a supermodel, might have even, done some photo print journalism and everything like that. That is the gimmick that Paulo Costa is trying to run today, this international bachelor and everything. I think it's derived directly from the director. But yeah, dude, I feel like even when Rockhold was a dick, he was former Strikeforce champion, former UFC champion. What else did he do? Was instrumental in the upbringing in mixed martial arts of Daniel Cormier, and I believe John Fitch was there. He was able to do that. Where do we get from Paulo Costa? We get excuses after excuses of why he didn't perform against Izzy, and it's overdone, man. Like, yes, Rockhold after the Bisping, fight and loss, hasn't really been the same both physically and mentally. But I do feel like for Paulo Costa to be stepping in there with essentially, a 15-year-old version of himself, that a part of his character that, explores every deepest desire and everything like that. I feel like Rockhold is going to get a decision over Paulo Costa. But what say you?
The age is it's a killer. The age is a killer because though Luke Rockhold still looks shredded and he still looks very able, when you get in there, it's tough. Paulo Costa is still young. He throws heavy shots. He can break down the body easily. Depends on which Paulo Costa comes. If it's the one that fought Yoel Romero, he bulldozes right through this man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't seem like he's afraid of Luke Rockhold. It seems to me that he feels Luke Rockhold is old and he'll be a good name to put on his mantle to start bidding for another rematch with Izzy for the title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though Rockhold is not in the top 10 or whatnot, he's still a big name that can propel this guy. But Rockhold, if he's on, man, it's hard to beat for anyone in that division to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about Rockhold. You don't know which Rockhold you're gonna get. When he's on, he's an assassin. He's an efficient fighter.
Right.
He only does what he has to win.
Right.
I like that about him. His jiu-jitsu is so beautiful too. So, man, it's a tough one.
Decisions.
I'll go with Rockhold because
man.
Rockhold, Jason Perillo. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the dark side, man.
The Cheeto Show. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with those folks.
We've been expecting you.
I rock with those folks.
The way that I feel like I want Rockhold's career to go is like, I don't know where he is, sitting in terms of like the LA Food Club or whatever. But I was even thinking like essentially to get some sort of residual effect, but I fucking lost it, man. I fucking lost it. But one thing I didn't lose is not the ability for Rockhold to maybe get to the top 5. Don't say he gets another title shot. Now, Rockhold will probably tell you that he wants another or deserves another title shot, even being away from the sport so long. But I think I would love for him to get to the top 5 and then call it a day. Like fucking blood with the ring.
Hey, if Luke Rockhold goes in there and systematically destroys Paulo Costa,
right?
Displaying the greatest fight of his life and doing it flawlessly, he'll get a rematch with Izzy, most definitely. Despite what Dana White is saying, he'll definitely get a rematch after Poitin. If Poitin is to lose to Izzy, they'll definitely make that match. Definitely. Because for him to beat Paulo Costa, who recently just had a title shot with the very best, if he's able to smoke that food like a hot knife through butter,
we wouldn't even be talking about it.
You know what I'm saying? He'll be in the next one for the title, most definitely. Cause there's no one else. There's no bigger name than Luke Rockhold in that division right now. So
yeah. So I'm just saying,
he's got to win this one if he wants a title shot.
Yeah.
I hope he wins.
So fuck, man. Team Costa, man. I mean, not fuck. Team Rockhold. What the fuck am I talking about? Team Rockhold. Team Rockhold. Yeah. And again, I think that a lot of the similarities that Paulo Costa, the idiosyncrasies that Paulo Costa does, he doesn't have the experience. Even the losses, the loss to Bisping that Rockhold has, man, and that those things, albeit not good to go through, it forges your path as a fighter, and helps cement your name and your life to your legacy. So that's what I feel Rockhold is doing. So yeah, Rockhold. But speaking of things to hold, what we're not going to hold, the main events of the evening. We have none other than Mr. Recipient of the 2-piece and a biscuit line by Jorge Masvidal. We're talking about Leon Edwards going up against. I mean, it's a long time coming. You can't say that Leon Edwards had.
You can't say that Leon Edwards hasn't put in the goddamn work to earn the right to be in this position. Leon Edwards, the last person he lost to was Kamaru Usman, whom he's facing. Everything has come full circle and it's come all the way back around.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is it. Leon Edwards has had numerous fights. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So he's on a 9-fight win streak. 9-fight win streak. 9-fight win streak versus the champ. Both of them are undefeated since they've last seen each other. So this one's going to be one for the ages. Usman has an opportunity to make himself immortal. From here, it's the stratosphere for Usman. And another thing about Usman, I think Usman should just come out and say, McGregor, though you might have exposed it, I am it. So every skit that you run that I already live, I'm going to take it like I have taken this exposed chest, shirtless, short, unbuttoned shirt. This is me in real life. So therefore, I'm taking it. You come up with the ideas. If I like it, I will take it. I think you should just come out and say it because the resemblance is just overwhelming, in decisions made. You know what I'm saying? So I think Usman should just come out and be like, yo, I'm taking it. Now what? What you gonna do about it? If it ain't got a patent on it, I'm taking it. I think he'll be much, much more celebrated if he took that path. It seems the word is that he is copying McGregor. So I think he'll be better off just coming out saying, yeah, I took it. What y'all gonna do about it? I'm the champ. I do what I want. It is what it is. What's up? But this particular matchup with Edwards is a deserving man. But this ain't gonna be about what we deserve. The world ain't fair. It is what it is. The better man will win this particular matchup. Usman seems to be the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. Seems to be Usman. But the Brit, Edwards, it seems to me that he has every right to take that title. He's been very calm, patient.
Yeah, yes.
Is there a chance of an upset? I think it's very great in this particular matchup. I think it's a great opportunity for an extreme upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I cannot, however, go against Nigeria. Usman is Nigeria. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria can't go against the green, white, green. You know what I mean? So I think Usman is gonna grind him out for 25 minutes.
Right.
Just to exert his dominance. I don't believe he's gonna be able to knock out Ian Edwards, but he will be able to dominate him.
This split decision, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you think it's gonna be split? Yeah. Usman's gonna win though. He's gonna take it with experience and just pure grit and that Nigerianness in him.
The Nigerianness, I like it. Hell yes. Oh yes. Fuck yeah. No, I just know better to not fucking bet against Kamaru Usman. I did it like 2 title defenses ago. That dude is, fucked me up. His brother looks scary as shit. Like he looks like a fucking, like, his eyes are so intense.
Hey, his brother could be a contender if he improves his boxing. He could definitely be a contender because he's got that shut you out power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he touches you, man, you done. He's got that heavyweight power. So, plus his size, his power, ferocity. If he can learn how to box, he could be a champion because he's fast.
Continue to
You know what I'm saying? He's super fast. He's like Tyson fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he can just come right into the heavyweight picture and take it like Tyson took it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but he's got to train boxing with the right people. He's got to learn that peekaboo.
Right.
If he can learn that peekaboo, he can take the heavyweight title, I guarantee you. Just based on his speed and power.
Your only skill.
It's that speed, man. Heavyweights don't move that as fast as he does.
Mm-hmm.
They don't move. But he has to be able to work his way in before he can initiate his attack. Now, his boxing is not that great to penetrate the long range of a Francis Ngannou. You know what I'm saying? The jabs that Francis are going to be throwing from way over there, it's going to be too effective. You know, that length is major. And the footwork to get in, to execute that peekaboo, he has to train with a master. Someone who truly understands the peekaboo art. This is the key to victory for Usman's brother. I don't know his name. Baby Usman. We're going to call him Baby Usman because he's the younger brother. Though he's massive, he is the younger brother. So Lil Usman, he's going to have to learn the peekaboo style if he wants to be heavyweight champion in the UFC. That's the key to victory for him. Of course, wrestling takedown, takedown defense is very imperative. But the peekaboo is the key to victory for him. Most definitely.
Yeah. No, I know better not to fucking pick against Kamaru Usman ever. I do think that Usman's brother Muhammad, his eyes, they're dead eyes, man. He's got one look. He's just like, I'm coming to fuck you up. That's what his eyes say, right? Whereas Kamaru, like if you checked out the Embedded, right, with the first time that they show him going from Colorado to Utah, where I think that's where this is playing at a Mormon convention or whatever. Fuck yeah, live fist fights in a fucking Mormon convention. But okay, cool, whatever. But for me, this is just me, but
This weekend is going to be quite impressive.
I clicked the wrong tab. That's what I fucking.
And my boy's back.
Yes.
Back. Go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
So I just feel like the Usman brothers are in such a role right now, with Muhammad winning the Ultimate Fighter, Kamaru just asserting his dominance. This is a guy who his knees are all fucked. Are fucked from wrestling, right? Being a high level wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be the thing that he goes to the most. It's the thing that hurts him. He's a different breed. I think Usman will probably do, like, after this one, two or three more title defenses, and just like that's gonna etch his name, and alongside some of the greats for Hall of Fame contention. I think.
Hey, though Usman is the entity that he is,
the
perfect anti-Usman is this Leon Edwards. He's got all the tools and he's efficient. He's going to chip away and chip away and chip away and chip away. He's got excellent movement, great boxing, kickboxing also on point. You know what I'm saying? His wrestling has improved dramatically, right? He's got enough wrestling to make it a tough fight for Usman. And it ain't just going to be a cakewalk like last time. Ain't going to be no finish in the third round or whatever it was. This one's going to go the distance. It's going to be a tough match. I'm not sure what elevation they're in. I think it's high elevation too. That's going to play a key in this matchup.
It's a split. I see it going as a split.
Yeah, I'm down with the split though. I'm down with the split.
But straight out Usman. Usman, it ain't even a thing. But what is it? Yeah, what is a thing is McMahon, who asks if the great Eric Bischoff actually laughed at his joke. That I feel like laughing at jokes and scars have something similar, where it's not the one that you see on the outside, it's the scars that entrench you deep within. So I will leave you with that. So yes, I believe Eric Bischoff laughed because he loves it, but he's not going to tell you that. Just saying. But what we're going to tell you is thank you guys for joining us here at Voodoo in the Woods. Voodoo, where can they find you on the socials?
Definitely look me up. YouTube, Voodoo Maximus, Facebook page, Voodoo Maximus, Twitter, Voodoo Maximus, Instagram, Voodoo. Yeah. And I'm According to Woods. You can find me on the Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And then I'm posting memes. So that's what I got. Like I said, I got if you're kind of on the fence on like whether you want to buy the UpNext, I'm gonna say go ahead and do it. Just do it. Get it out of the way. But on the channel, again, Tyrion Ware and Albert Morales talking about their upcoming inaugural title fight. So I got all types of shit for you. Go ahead and subscribe to Voodoo in the Woods, bodyslam.net, and According to Woods. And we thank you when you did. We absolutely love the discourse. We started this thing during the pandemic where we didn't know what the hell was going to happen, and it's been amazing to just kind of ride the tides with you guys. So thank you for riding with us. You guys are awesome. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you more with Voodoo in the Woods.